away thinking that an ground attack by Israeli Defense Forces on Rafah was imminent. Then we got this news that Hamas accepted the deal that was on the table. Now we have new information that suggests maybe the deal that Hamas accepted is not the deal that Israel said it needed in order to do a ceasefire. So we're not sure what's happening right now. There is some glimmer of hope, as your correspondent suggested, because Israel is sending negotiators to talk to Hamas. We don't know if this is some sort of ploy by Hamas to say they accepted a deal, but they didn't really accept the deal that Israel had offered. And they give hope to people in Gaza, especially people in Rafah, and maybe they draw more sympathy from around the world because people think they accepted the deal. It's also difficult because we don't know the terms of the deal. That's not public. We just know the broad outlines of the deal, which is this is a deal where there's a ceasefire and a pullback of Israeli troops from Gaza in return for the release of hostages, with the ultimate goal of all hostages being released and all operations by Israeli Defense Forces in Gaza ceasing.
Yeah.
We seem far from that right now, though.
Yeah, the last proposal from Israel, I mean, we're talking yesterday, was that 33 hostages would be released in exchange for 40 days of ceasefire and the release of some Palestinian prisoners. The main stumbling block all along has been the length of the ceasefire. Hamas wants a permanent ceasefire. Israel has said from the very start that's not happening.
I agree with you. I would also say a stumbling block is that Israel has been consistent about saying that they do need to do a ground operation in Rafah, that they feel they cannot complete their goal of completely degrading the military capacity of Hamas if they don't go into Rafah. They believe there are Hamas militants hiding in Rafah, that there are weapons stored away in Rafah, and that's why they need to go in. So that also complicates these negotiations, and it's not clear that Israel is willing to give up its right to go into Rafah.
Yeah, White House spokesman John Kirby said it's an incredibly sensitive time right now. He was so careful in his briefing about an hour or so ago. CIA Director William Burns is there on the ground trying to make this happen. You know, the question is, how serious is the offer, or is Hamas just playing for time here?
That's right. We have to consider this might be a ploy by Hamas. Hamas is buoyed by the fact that more and more around the world there are people upset with Israel's conduct, and they're going to try to get as much sympathy and as much mileage out of that they can. So they want to appear to be cooperative, even if they really aren't intending to be cooperative, even if they don't really intend to release more hostages. And so we just have to wait and see what's going to happen.